It is week 10 and I'm in another slightly different location today. I'm in David Lloyd today. And what has been going on for the last week or so, I have just had another therapy session with my mum, which is our second, and it went really well. My mum's actually really positive about them all, which I think is incredible, because there are things that must be really hard to hear, and I really find it difficult to say how I feel because I am terrified to hurt her feelings. And she's taken everything I've said really well. It's nice to get everything off my chest. It's nice to speak about how I've been feeling and actually put it into sentences all in one go and realize actually how much I've been carrying and how not normal this situation's been. And I don't often like to use that term, but it hasn't been healthy for both of us. You know, there's definitely been this kind of attachment cycle playing out, and she has learned to emotionally dump all and everything onto me, either through text or through conversations. And I think as things are kind of becoming clearer and I'm putting more boundaries in, and I'm realizing like, actually, this isn't mine to hold. I shouldn't have dread when I open my messages, and I shouldn't really be dealing with this kind of up and down alone. It's it's just brought a lot of kind of clarity to the way I want things to be and what I won't tolerate. And I've stopped participating in a lot of the things that I thought were so normal. And that hasn't come without its terror and fear. And when I say terror, like it truly does, or has done, it has felt like that in my body when, you know, I've withdrawn. And it's like any pattern, really. It's like when you realize it and when you withdraw it, there is a moment where everything kind of really bubbles to the surface, and that pattern becomes louder, and all of the fears surrounded by that become so much louder. So in some ways, the last few months, I would say, as I've been really looking at this with fresher eyes and bringing more awareness to it, and I think it's been good because in some ways I've found relief and I've gained some of my mental capacity back and not worrying about her so much. But it's also been really tricky and really hard because there's been a lot of guilt within that, and a lot of upset on her end. And so we are navigating that, but I'm just so grateful that she is open to have therapy. She is really enjoying this lady that we've picked, who is an NLP practitioner. And this lady just seems to have a real way of making things, I mean, she's in NLP, but the language she uses is just brilliant, and it's always really supportive. So that's been interesting today. I'm really starting to feel like that is transforming. It's been happening over the last 4 years, but I've really got to a place that I need support with it now, and joint support as well. I think, you know, I've had therapists and I've had energy healers and things on my end, but when you're doing it together and you're actually in the room together and you're hearing one another and you're able to say, look, this behavior makes me respond in this way, and that then you then get that reaction, and that then gets a response from you, and that gives me a reaction. Like, we're in this weird cycle that neither of us like. It's almost like a condensed, much more accelerated way of healing, I guess. So I'm sure there's a long way to go with it, or maybe there isn't, but it's definitely, things are starting to shift, and I'm grateful. I'm really grateful about that. So that has been a big part of my last week or so. And things are changing with the business, which is really exciting. Also bringing up some nerves, of course, because change in any direction the body fears that there's a threat. So I'm still dealing with some of the remnants of nervous system activation, feeling fear, feeling cringe, feeling slightly, I'm clear, but I'm also, what would I say? Like, I have a lot of clarity, lots of clarity has come in. I can see a wider view now. I can see how things that I've thought about wanting are like, oh, that'd be nice if I got that. Or in the future, at some point, maybe I'd quite like to be on stage and public speaker. But it's always felt so far removed that I'm like, I've just not even really put any thought to it.